Let's begin with an overview of the first basic principle of Jack Canfield's The Success Principles. Take 100% responsibility for your life. Now, usually when I suggest that people start by taking a look at how they could have 100% responsibility for their life, they usually run screaming the opposite direction. So let's start off with something a little bit more manageable. Let's start off with 10% more responsibility with one area of your life. Now, Jack outlines 7 different areas of life that you might like to set some personal and professional goals towards. But if you were to take 10% more responsibility for your physical health, for example, what would be some of those action steps or some of those behaviors that you would engage in that leads you to take 10% more responsibility for your life? Now, you may be saying, there are many things in my life that I don't have any control over. And that may be true. I don't have a lot of control over the weather. Well, I don't have any control over the weather. Who am I kidding? I don't have control over other people. But there are things that I do have control over. And Jack introduces us to a concept that is listed in an equation. And that equation is E plus R equals O. Now, before you start to say, I'm not an Einstein, that's okay. E stands for events. The R in the equation stands for your response to those events, and the O is the outcome. So if we are to break this equation down, E plus R equals O, there are events that occur in each of our lives. We don't have any control over some of those events. What we do have control over, though, is our response or our reaction to those events. Those responses then determine the outcome. Let's look at a specific example. Let's say that you were to earn a $400 bonus from your employer. That's the event. Your response might be to go on a special shopping trip. The outcome would be that you might not have that $400 remaining anymore, but you might have some other things to show for that. That might be okay. Someone else, again, that same event, that $400 bonus, may say, hold on a moment. Let me invest this in a money market account. So the outcome then is that they have increased their net worth by $400. Same event, different response, different outcome. One person might have incurred more debt, or at least not had any cash in their account to show for their bonus. The other person ends up with a valued net worth that was greater than it was before they received the bonus. That's just one example. Let's take a look at how this might look in personal relationships, for example. If I am not getting a need met in a relationship, let's say, just hypothetically of course, that I wanted flowers for Valentine's Day. And I expressed this need to my husband, and I never got those flowers. Actually, this is sounding kind of familiar. This has happened to me before, so hang with me. The first year I thought, okay, maybe I just wasn't clear that I wanted flowers for Valentine's Day. So the next year, when Valentine's Day rolled around, I listed in his day planner, order Susan's flowers for Valentine's Day. Still no flowers that year. Another year rolls by, and I'm thinking, okay, he's busy. Let me write in the number for the florist. So I write in the number, and then the next year, again, still no flowers. I write in not only the number, but also a picture of the bouquet that appeared in the Sunday newspaper of the flowers that I'd like to have for Valentine's Day. You can guess the outcome. Still no flowers. So I had a decision to make. This was several years of frustration, and I think it kind of became a point of stubbornness for my husband, but that's between you and me. So I said, if I really want flowers for Valentine's Day, how can I get this need met? If I am to take responsibility for getting my needs met, I need to order my flowers. So that's what I did. I ordered my flowers, I charged them to my husband's account, we were all happy. It worked out beautifully. The outcome was much different. I was happy, he didn't have to hassle with the flowers. Life was good. So if we are to look at, again, taking 10% more responsibility in each of the 7 areas of our lives, let's look at physical health, relationship health, our career and our job. We might also take into consideration what we like to do for fun. We might look at some personal goals, either spiritual goals or perhaps going back to school. You might also ask yourself, what kind of legacy would I like to live? What kind of commitment would I like to make to my community? What kind of contributions would I like to make? And again, asking yourself the question, how could I take 10% more responsibility for those things that I would like to have and create? That's the essence of the E plus R equals O model.